This is Justin for Store Coding Options, taking a look at SPX. So I was going into the weekend. Today is September 1st, 2025. It is Labor Day, and it is the evening on Monday, right before Tuesday when the market will open again. So I was going into Friday thinking there should be some selling into the weekend. We just made a new all-time high. Uh, this looks similar to how it was looking back in February or March, where we put in some high. So let me just focus in on the daily here and see if I can get my drawing tools up. There we go. Okay. So we put in a high. We kind of matched the high and then we took it out, but then Friday we immediately pulled back. So the real question is, are we going to hold this as a high, as a new all-time high? I've got an alert up here at 65.25, just so I know if it takes it out, if I'm not looking at the charts at that moment. It's a little bit above the high, but I'm just looking for it to go up a little bit more. This dotted line here, the red one that I'm covering over with orange, that line is a midline from this uptrend. And so kind of what I'm seeing right now is a bit of this kind of compression here, somewhat of a wedge. And if we're gonna break through the 21 exponential here, we're gonna break this wedge. Right now, I saw another chart. I don't have that one up. Let me see if I can pull it up real quick. There we go. Okay, so we're gonna jump over to trading view. All right, so same kind of things here. There's that wedge shape. One thing that I noticed somebody else point out is we've got some divergence. So we're making higher highs, but we're making lower highs on the RSI. So that's just caution. Just kind of put some caution out there that okay, maybe we're not going to continue higher. Now I got to exit out of this. Okay, so I'm going to zoom way out on the daily. So this is that uptrend, grabbing these highs, extended the low down to the low here. We hit the midline a number of times. Then we had this big breakdown, recovery, and just kept this trend on here to see, is this going to continue to kind of give us some range, some boundaries on the range. Didn't quite get back up into the midline. Looks like we may not get back up there again, but we're not actually even holding or not even touching the bottom edge here. So this may not be the best angles on it I've got back in the trading view. I've just got some other things going on similarly where I've got just some other lines drawn in. So I've got that kind of blue channel here, which is similar, um, more recent. Let's see, this is from May. So I've got some touches on the blue uptrend channel. I just drew in the green one to see, okay, are we going to tag some levels and looking for this midline on the green. We're kind of slicing right on through it right now. I know it's a little bit hard to see. Um, did we reject the blue midline? We just dropped a little bit below it. Right now we're sitting right on that blue midline. So that's that channel. We'll see what happens. So I've just got a few different channels and lines and different charts I'm keeping an eye on. And I primarily do the videos in Thinkorswim just because we can look at the options there and can't do that in TradingView. So let's zoom in on back up here and let's just zoom in on what happened on Friday because that's what I really want to get into. So here's the 3 minute on Friday. And with the selling that I thought would happen, I was looking for some sort of retest. And we really got some lower wick candles here. But all these candles were just still bearish until this one. And it's like, okay, is it really going to continue? Well, yeah, it continued down even lower. I was looking for some bullishness to come back up, maybe trap some folks, and it just didn't happen. You could have shorted on any of these upper wicks, but at one point, these were bullish candles. But yeah, they didn't turn out to stay that way. And then it just grinded sideways. So like all of this, oh, that's not what I'm trying to do. Let's do this again. So all of this was just grinding sideways. We really were range bound. Now it's a pretty big range. We were between around 64.45 through actually not even that high. The rest of this was once we got into this range, yeah, we barely got out of that. Although that would have been a really nice signal to maybe short it because where I just put the top of the box, we kind of started to take that out a little bit right here at the end of the day. And I love end of the day trades. So anyway, we were somewhere in here between 64.45 up to around 64.64. Okay. That's a lot of sixes and fours. Um, so that was kind of the range we were stuck in. And not really sure what to do with that other than we just kind of sold off in the first hour or two, hour and a half. And that was about all the consistent selling you got. So I've got a couple options I pulled up already. So we're looking at the bottom left here with the 64.50 call. And on the bottom right is the 64.50 put. And just looking at how both of those moved, um, this is where it gets kind of fun. Let me see if I can draw these in with some annotations. So if we draw a line kind of connecting some of this, so put those highs there and then do the same thing here. So there's a little bit of resistance support, a little bit of support on SPX, but a little bit of resistance on the put. Although it doesn't really work out the same. It just keeps on, I guess it does kind of work there. Interesting. Okay. So we're getting the support, but it's going lower. So when it tagged here, it would have been a great place, but that's only 2 points making a line. The third point was right at the end of the day, which actually would have been a nice place to get in and just kind of buy to go higher right at the end of the day. So that was an opportunity. I didn't have that drawn in before. And then let's switch colors and we'll go with blue. We'll see if we can find something similar for the highs. So these were mostly flat till it took that out. So I'm just going to draw that pretty level here. And then let's see, we're going to try and draw the same place. Okay, this is actually connecting better than I expected it. And I didn't go back and redraw that. This actually looks like the blue and the orange are really parallel right here. Okay, let's do the same thing on this side and see. Okay, I don't like that it goes negative over here. This is in the negative range, so the only thing I would do is kind of just bring that to 0 because that's kind of where we ended. Um, that's probably the only thing. Yeah, every time I came right back up here to buy on the puts, that would have been buying around $4. So there's the $4 buy right there. So somewhere in there to buy at 4 and to stop at 3. So there's your risk, and look to just make that gain back up to the purple. It looks like that would have worked. And then the other touch was this one. That lines up with that low. So that would have been another place, but that one really didn't get going at all. That one just kind of got the squash going sideways. So that would have been buying probably a little bit lower than 4. Yeah, probably buying around 3 actually. And there's a chance you would have exited or would have been just stopped out. So if you bought it 3 and stopped out at 2, it actually took till over here. Yeah, it just didn't go down to or up to the purple line anywhere here. Let's that is kind of a cool picture. Let me just grab a screenshot of this, and I may use that as the thumbnail today because that's just kind of fun. Drawing those in and seeing how things connect there. So let me grab that thumbnail, grab that picture. All right, I'll save that later. And so it just shows some of the parallels, some of the things that match up across the options. And looks like there were some more opportunities that I did not see at the extremes. So the extremes being, the blue line, you would have, I guess, had 2 touches here just at the high. A third touch here, this one where maybe you get the line established with the first 2, you trade off the third. That didn't actually go anywhere. the low on this candle is 280. So you could have bought for three. And I stopped down at two. That's $100 risk. And the highest it got was 490. So it wouldn't even have gotten you, you could have gone from three up to 490, but even if you're looking to double, so from three up to five, it didn't even get up to five, only made it to 490. Um, I'm trying to remember if that was a trade I was watching. No, I wasn't in that one. I wasn't. I think I saw something about that later. I'd have to go back and check. I'm just glancing at some stuff for my trades. Um, no, that's not. I think I was looking at. I have to double check the times. What time was this? I'd have to go back and double check when I was in some trades because I was in some other trades around this time, but I don't think this lined up just right. So anyway, now I know to go and check those out. All right, so from here, uh, so this is it for these, how these things kind of lined up, the call, the put, and the SPX. We'll see if there's some things that line up, the highs and the lows for tomorrow. Hope this helps. This is Justin. Thanks.